You step into an elevator, and as the doors slide shut, you're trapped in a metal box with a neighbor you barely know. They look at you, smile, and ask, "Working hard or hardly working?" In that second, your body experiences a physical urge to pry the doors open and escape. If you physically recoil from casual conversation about the weather or weekend plans, onlookers often assume you are antisocial, socially awkward, or simply arrogant. Yet the data reveals a different reality. The people who most actively avoid casual chatter often possess an intense craving for human connection. While they tend to have fewer friends overall, their friendships are significantly deeper and more tightly knit than the average. This presents a specific contradiction. If these individuals genuinely desire deep human connection, the universal tool for building those connections, small talk, shouldn't feel like actual torture. This aversion stems from three specific layers of human wiring: neurobiology, psychology, and philosophy. At the biological level, different brains respond to different levels of conversational complexity. For some, surface-level chat provides significantly less dopamine, the chemical responsible for reward and motivation, than it does for others. This diagram shows the low neural activity associated with a high need for cognition, a trait requiring complex information. When asked about the weekend, the brain registers no meaningful substance. However, introducing topics like philosophy causes neural activity to spike. The brain's hardware is finally receiving the complexity it requires. These individuals are not bored by the person they are speaking to. Their biology is simply starving for substance while being served empty plates. Moving into the psychology of the interaction, we have to look at cognitive load, the total amount of mental effort being used in the working memory. This map shows the variables processed during a simple chat. Small talk is a high-effort performance. They constantly analyze eye contact, tone, and timing, playing mental chess during an effortless exchange. Because all of their mental energy is diverted to managing this performance, they cannot be present in the conversation. This creates a feeling of being disconnected or watching themselves from the outside. Repeating this cycle makes every casual interaction a source of mental fatigue. Eventually, the brain learns to associate small talk with high stress, leading these individuals to opt out entirely to preserve their energy. In these cases, casual conversation acts as an exhausting barrier rather than a social lubricant. There is also a sociological layer at play. Society functions on a rigid social script we are trained to follow from childhood, a series of predictable questions and polite automated answers. This script creates a conflict for those who prioritize existential authenticity. It is the degree to which an individual's actions agree with their true beliefs and desires, despite external pressures. For people who deeply value this trait, blindly following a social script feels like a form of dishonesty. Every forced smile or automatic "I'm doing well" feels like a betrayal of their actual self. This rejection of the script results in a distinct comfort with pure silence, while most people experience rising panic during a pause, scrambling to fill the void with any available topic. To those who prioritize authenticity, silence is more honest than the script. It removes the demand for a performance and allows two people to simply exist in the same space. These traits often lead to the assumption of intellectual superiority, the idea that some people think they are too deep for the rest of us. However, small talk is popular specifically because it is safe. Discussing the weather carries zero emotional risk and requires no personal revelation. True conversation is dangerous. Exchanging real ideas and emotions requires you to expose your actual self to another person. Choosing depth means risking judgment, being completely misunderstood, or facing direct rejection. By passing the script to seek real depth, these individuals are choosing vulnerability over the safety of politeness. Their philosophy is simple. Every minute spent on the surface is a minute that cannot be used to build a genuine connection. If you find yourself exhausted by casual banter, you aren't broken or cold. Your brain simply prioritizes meaning over social ritual. And if you are someone who enjoys small talk, remember that a quiet or uncomfortable person in a social setting is rarely being rude. They are likely just waiting for someone to drop the script and offer them a conversation that actually matters.